What's going on, everybody? My name is Justin Gotsu for theathleteinquirer.com. Make sure you guys go and check out the website. We got a lot of great coverage for you guys, a lot of MMA coverage. We got a lot of professional wrestling coverage, a lot of more pay-per-view events we're going to start covering. And today, guys, we're here talking about a return of a pay-per-view event, and that is the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, which was, I want to say, a November-based pay-per-view. The WWE took a year hiatus away from the event to add in a couple of more pay-per-views. I think the reason why they brought in a couple more pay-per-views was to add to the pay-per-view library of the WWE Network. Now, the Elimination Chamber 2015 installment will be brought to you it's going to be by the WWE. It's going to be placed in the American Bank Center in Corpus Christi, Texas on May 31st. So at the end of the month, WWE has 2 weeks to scramble to get a card together, and what better way to put it than on the WWE Network? No pay-per-view. This is going to be the first time that an Elimination Chamber pay-per-view has not been, available to pay-per-view buyers. And it's kind of interesting because I think this is what's going to draw fans in more, because I know fans for the past, 2 to 3 months now are getting the WWE Network for free, and it's just killing us, the monthly subscribers to the network. The WWE is trying to bring in some more viewers to the network. They're trying to stack up, but they're not adding any new content. They said that the whole content base is, nobody's watching it. I think that it gives us time. Give people some time. If you put in the content, it's going to be read over time. That's what the WWE Network should be, is adding content from old style stuff to the old style fans, bringing some old style fan stuff, not keeping the PG rated fans within the network, which is good. But you also want to bring in some old time wrestling fans, bring in some classic wrestling fans, open up the network a little bit. But the WWE Elimination Chamber pay-per-view is a WWE Network exclusive broadcast. So that's something new that's going to be going into this year's. But on top of that, like I said, this is mainly a November-based pay-per-view. It's going to be brought to you guys here in May. Just about a week or so after the Payback. This show's about a week or so after the Payback event. So this is kind of a last-minute decision, I would like to say, by the WWE. And from what we do know right now, there's 2 matches based on the card right now. One I'm very excited for because it's never been, it's never happened inside an Elimination Chamber. I don't know the whole concept on what they're going to be doing with it. But the first match we're going to talk about is a Tag Team Elimination Chamber match. I'm very excited for this. I think we're going to end up having some qualifying matches. I know that the tag team division is pretty interesting. There is in the early the redevelopments now. I know we got Luke Harper. And Eric Rowan are back together. We saw that last night on Raw. I have not catch up with last week's Raw. I don't know if they got back together then, but they're back together. I saw a quick clip on the YouTube channel for WWE, and I saw them back together attacking Fandango. So that could be a sign that they can end up being a part of this Elimination Chamber matchup. Another tag team that's going to possibly end up being in the mix here is going to be the Usos. We got the tag team champions, not the Usos, but the tag team championships will be on the line in this Elimination Chamber. But there's just so many tag teams right now, and how are they going to end up putting this tag team Elimination Chamber together? Are they going to end up putting 4 tag teams in the pod, or 4 tag teams in the pods, and just having 2 other tag teams go at it? That can be all possibilities here. That's what makes it very exciting. You don't know how they're going to rule this. We don't know exactly how they're going to officially run this entire tag team championship Elimination Chamber match. So that's what makes it special. We have never seen a tag team Elimination Chamber match before, so I'm very excited to see how this goes down. Now we're going to go on to the vacant Intercontinental Championship match, which will be taking place inside an Elimination Chamber, and I don't think this is really necessary. Now, when you think of Elimination Chamber matches, you think of all the past Elimination Chamber matches back to 2002 when it's first brought to our attention. It was for the World Heavyweight Championship. The Raw brand held the Survivor Series main event that year. Eric Bischoff came up with the idea of the Elimination Chamber, through storyline. I don't know if it was officially, he actually made up the concept of it, but Eric Bischoff put in, some of the, one of the greatest rosters, back in 2002, was one of my favorite rosters, was on Raw. We had Kane, we had Booker T, we had RVD, we had Jericho, Triple H, Shawn Michaels. It was just an overall exciting Elimination Chamber that year, and it was kind of like that underdog story. Shawn Michaels ended up coming out with the victor, winning the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, jump into the Elimination Chamber. We've seen a lot of great, Elimination Chamber matches. One of my favorite ones, a lot of underrated Elimination Chamber matches, was the ECW December to December, that horrible pay-per-view, which we saw a pretty interesting concept, the hardcore or Extreme Rules Elimination Chamber matchup. I think that's one of my favorites. A lot of people were like, oh god, that was like an overall terrible pay-per-view. Do not relive that. I thought it was pretty good. The other ones you want to give to the SummerSlam 2003 2003, which we saw a great, Hell in a Cell match of seeing Jericho get speared by Goldberg inside one of the pods. So it's overall a very, exciting event. But, for it to be in this year's the 2015 concept of the Elimination Chamber, for an Intercontinental Championship title to be determined in an Elimination Chamber match, it's not very necessary. I think the Elimination Chamber, should be mainly for the big titles, the World Heavyweight Championship, and we're not seeing it in this year's, concept of the Elimination Chamber. I don't know if it's, it's too much for, after a pay-per-view, which we're probably going to end up seeing some great, headline matches in, this year's Payback show. We're going to end up seeing, that fatal four-way, Orton, Reigns, Rollins, and Ambrose. We're going to end up seeing something great from them. I don't know if they're going to be a part of, if there's going to be even a third Elimination Chamber matchup, but it's like right now, as it stands right now, I think that the vacant Intercontinental Championship Elimination Chamber match is not going to end up, selling big. There's not a big enough, mid-card roster right now for the WWE to really put on an exciting show. There's just nothing really lingers right now for it to, really, grace the title of having an Elimination Chamber matchup. I'll be okay if the WWE wanted to put it through a battle royal or a tournament, something special that can really stand out. But you know what? For example, we do have something great. We do have Adrian Neville on the main roster now. Maybe he can end up shining some light inside the chamber, doing some insane moves off the pod, kind of like how RVD does. Look at the 2002 version of it when he did that frog splash off the pod. I think on the Triple H actually. So. There's a lot of exciting, high flyers in the mid-card, but at the end of the day, it's not really a good concept to put a Intercontinental Championship match inside an Elimination Chamber. I think, you should leave the Elimination Chamber for the big boys, the big guys, the big talent guys. If you want to put, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, Orton, Big Show and Kane, I know they're still lingering up at the top of the show. You want to put those guys in there, so be it. That'll be great. It's good for business. It's going to sell, and that's what I'm excited for. But the big thing is the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. It's very exciting. I'm very excited that's going to be coming back, but I'm very excited also for, the Tag Team Championship Elimination Chamber matchup. There's just so much going on right now, but right now, as it stands right now, I'm kind of even with the two matches, placed in the chamber. I'm positive for the Tag Team titles match, but not too high on the Intercontinental Championship. I still think there needs to be more light shine onto the title before you can place it into a high-stakes match. Put it in like a ladder match or something. Put it in like a Money in the Bank concept kind of a match. Make it something, if you want to go very exciting, put it in like a ladder match, not in a Elimination Chamber match where guys will be going through hell just for a mid-card championship. So let me hear your guys' opinion about this. What do you guys think about the Elimination Chamber coming back for a May event? Do you think it should go back to being a November event or whatever event that it was? I'm not at the top of my head. I think Elimination Chamber 2014 was in November, but needless to say, very excited the Elimination Chamber is coming back. We got about 2 weeks away. Who do you think will be placed into these matches? Leave your comments down below. Leave your thoughts down below. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button and keep on coming back for more WWE professional wrestling talk here on the Athlete Inquirer YouTube.